Welcome, everyone, to the Commentary Podcast. I am your host, Pat Brennan.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another weekly film news. I'm here with my co-host Tony. Tony, how's your week been so far?
Hey man, happy first week of February.
I
It's been
know
good.
it's already February. It's freaking crazy. It's
Dude,
already
can
February.
you believe we are already on the 12th episode of Weekly
I
Recap
know,
Film
12
News?
weeks.
Yeah,
12 weeks of this. This is
it's
crazy. I love it.
it's
It's
it's been a
crazy.
lot of fun. We just figured out how to check our comments
I
and
know.
been keeping up with how much everybody's been enjoying the show. Just want to say
hmm
thank you everyone. We love doing this. We love our listeners. You?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, I had no idea that you could leave comments on Spotify episodes.
I think it was like the coolest feeling. By the way, Mark, thank you. Thank you so much for what you said on a couple of the episodes. And I think Pat and I were just realizing this week that we really love doing this for our
hmm
listeners. And I mean, we rolled out a new logo.
I
We're
know. I hope you
doing
all
the
like it. I
things,
hope you all like
man.
it.
Oh man, it's been great. Let's give the people what they came here for, yeah?
I know. I guess we can jump right in. We can jump right in to the new releases this weekend. And first up is The Moment, coming from A24, directed by Aidan Zamiri, starring Charlie XCX, Rosanna Arquette, Kate Berlant, Alexander Skarsgård, Rachel Sennett, Kylie Jenner, and Jamie Demetriou. I hope I said his name right. Great comedic actor, that guy. Great comedic actor. I know. We're both excited for some Charlie XCX.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I for some reason in like the last couple of film news, I feel like the top one is like the highlight one, like
hmm
the key
hmm
film. How did you get introduced to Charlie XCX growing up? Because she's our age.
Um,
She's a millennial.
she is. I mean, I think I was listening. She was on Conan's podcast a couple weeks ago,
Mm,
starting to promote this, and then I think she was just on the Smartlist podcast. But she talked about how like she didn't really start like making albums till like 2015. Is that around that time? 2014,
yeah.
15? And she said
Yeah.
her first album like nobody listened to, like literally nobody
Mm,
listened to. So I guess I was like post college, like I was already living in LA. I mean, I knew songs here and there, but
yeah, like
I wasn't like a
radio
big,
songs.
yeah, I wasn't like a big like, oh my God, Charlie XCX. And then
Yeah.
she had the one song in Barbie that I thought was pretty much,
Mm-hmm.
which was a
Oh, heck
banger.
yeah. Well, if any of our listeners out there don't know who Charlie XCX is, she is a pop culture icon at its finest. She's super creative, fellow millennial. She's this extremely self-aware, immensely funny pop star. So this film is crafted around Brat, which released in June 7th of 2024. It's been like almost 2 solid years of marketing, like
hmm
one fucking iconic album. I mean,
hmm
we
Yeah, it
all
was
remember where
2024.
Brat was.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of genius to do like a mockumentary and like a satire of the music industry. We just did a film over a satire of the fashion industry.
We did. We did.
The satire films kind of pop. Anybody that's given her like a hard time about doing like an A24 film. I mean, Seth Rogen does satire with the industry and wins awards, so
hmm
like why can't
Yeah.
Charlie? If you could pick a song for our listeners to go check out, which one would you tell them to?
I mean, it's got to be 360 because I sing it all the time. It's got
we
to be 360.
we always do like little prep calls like during the week to like check in, but we've been singing 360 to each other and making up different words. Yeah, she's mentioned that her music is inspired by film. She doesn't listen to other music. She's actually not really a big music fan. She gets inspired by movies.
I know.
And I
Mhm.
think it's awesome that there's like this genuine creativity coming from cinema. Yeah, she's pointing out all the annoying parts of being an artist. I mean, for me, from that multi Grammy award winning album, for me, it's like about being yourself and not caring what people think. And that's why I like
Mhm.
Charlie. There's a lot of lyrics that just like randomly hit out of nowhere. Couldn't be here if I tried, and feeling all these feelings I can't control. Like those are pretty cool just to be like from coming from a pop artist. I don't know. It's cool. But yeah, she has an A24 film releasing, made the soundtrack for Wuthering Heights, and she's going to be in the news cycle for like the next 4 fucking weeks. I mean, she's killing it. Genius
Yeah.
marketing.
I think she had two other movies at Sundance as well that she was in. Yeah, this is a big year for Charlie XCX to enter the film world, and she does have a letterbox. You can go look at her letterbox, and she logs all the movies she watches, and she logs a lot of them, and
Should we
she watches some
include
bangers.
should we include Charlie's letterbox in
We
our
should.
description?
We should. We'll add it in. We'll add it
I
in.
love it. Well, she is indeed the moment.
She is the moment, and I've heard good things about the moment. I heard it's a solid film, a solid little mockumentary on herself, and
We are excited to go check this out.
yeah, it's gonna be great. And she said that they didn't film it during any tour. They rebuilt all those stages for her to film. So,
That's pretty baller to create that same essence in your tour for a
hmm
movie. That's pretty cool. I mean, I haven't heard of anything like that. I mean, with biopics, like biopics
hmm
do that.
And you have Rachel Sennett in it. I don't know how much Kylie Jenner is in it, but then you have Alexander Skarsgård, who is in another release that is
Oh,
coming out this week,
oh,
and that is Pillion, also coming from A24. It is directed by Harry Lighton, starring Harry Melling, Alexander Skarsgård, Leslie Sharp, and Douglas Hodge. We feel like we've been talking about this one for a few weeks leading up to this.
it's been in a couple episodes, I'd say. I wanted to start out with this one by kind of starting the conversation around how special debut features are. So,
hmm
Pat, what are some of your favorite debut features?
Oh, I have four written down here.
Yeah?
Um, Number four, this isn't in no order, but I just put number four. This is in no order. And number four, I have The Witch from Robert Eggers. I think it's a great,
Nice.
nice little debut. Anya Taylor-Joy coming into the fold there. And number three, I have Blood Simple, the first Coen Brothers film. Very good. It came out in 1984. A very young Frances McDormand in that. And number two, I have The Maltese Falcon from John Huston, which I did an episode on the
Wow.
podcast here. It was his first feature. Fantastic film. And at number one, probably comes to no surprise. It is Duel by Steven Spielberg. Is a great debut feature film, which is technically considered a TV movie, but I say it's his first film.
And
Well,
now does it make sense that I asked you this question, Mr. Commentary Host?
I think it does. I think you're waiting for me to put that number one
Yeah,
down.
absolutely. Absolutely. I wanted our listeners to know the value of a debut feature, regardless of what people will like say about like debut features, like coming from directors and everything. They really do have the opportunity to continue on the success.
hmm
So, like, say for example, like this really hits well with American audiences. They're gonna want more from him immediately.
hmm
So yeah, that's why I wanted to ask you that question, and I really do like your list. I could see that being somebody's letterbox top four. That was a really cool
hmm
list. Let's get into Pillion. You wanna go first or me?
I'll let you take it away. I'm curious to hear your thoughts on this. I'm really excited to hear your thoughts on
Man,
this.
you're just saying that because I'm excited. We'll start from the beginning. I asked you about what a ghost screening is, and
Mm.
I wanted you to kind of like explain to our listeners, like, do you know what that is? Have you ever been to one? How do you find them?
So I didn't really know off the top of my head. So I did some research, and
Yeah.
apparently a ghost screening is when you buy tickets in bulk, like you buy out the whole theater,
Mm-hmm.
and you either not go or you give them away for free. And
Mm-hmm.
you're essentially doing it to boost ticket sales. Now, there's a
Mm-hmm.
movie in theaters that is currently doing this called Melania. They are buying them in bulk and saying it's sold out. And then when people actually go into the theater, no one's sitting inside.
Okay. So the
Um,
reason I ask is because so Pillion actually screened in Los Angeles County a
hmm
few months back, so it could be considered for some awards.
hmm
And that's where my first interaction with Pillion came from. Just back to Pillion, it takes some serious balls and brawn and bravery to put out a film
hmm
like this in the world. It's like it feels overwhelming, awkward, funny, beautiful to think about a film like Pillion rolling out. And then yeah, you got a debut feature from Harry Lighton. It's like this super fresh idea of using like an alternative style to express that tenderness and just being everywhere. And I think that's really cool and original.
hmm
Kind of makes like the whole like love thing feel like accessible. And I feel like that's
hmm
what you should probably want from like a dom-com.
Domcom. I love that.
You like
This is the
that?
Domcom of the year. Domcom of
That's
the
what
year.
Skarsgård's calling his new film a dom-com. But I think like one of the most important features of Pillion for at least like the US, just because, you know, a film releasing in different places is different and it has
Hmm.
different meaning in each area. These types of films are like an opportunity for like rural LGBTQ cinema fans to
Hmm.
be exposed to kind of like what the queer lifestyle is. For example, like someone who's never been to a pride or doesn't know many gay people at all, or like those kinds of opportunities to be part of queer culture that aren't accessible. This is how kind of those, I say kids because like I'd say it's a pretty solid like youth, but who knows, there might be like 30-year-olds or 40-year-olds who are still like not too comfortable with that side of them, but they don't have like access to like family friend communities that hang out, or like they have dinner parties, or like know who you're talking to. Like going to see this film and like not telling your family like you're gonna go see it, or you know, just like going to check it out on your own. Like I feel like I just described myself in a way, but these films act as like a portal into what
Hmm.
life could be like if they made that brave choice to be themselves. But yeah, I'm excited to hear what you think too.
I mean, I think it's a pretty, I wouldn't say ballsy, but it's a pretty like this is your debut feature. Like,
Mm-hmm.
awesome, fuck yeah! And I've heard fantastic reviews, and I think the trailer played in front of something a movie recently that I saw. But whenever I see Harry Melling, I'm like, I wonder if people in this audience know that that's Dudley Jersey. I don't know if they do because he's like
he
he's so skinny now. Like
he does
doesn't
a
even
lot of
he's
theater.
unrecognizable. Yeah, like
Yeah.
unrecognizable. Because
Um.
he was in a film. He was in a Coen Brothers film, The Ballad of Buster Scruggs, but it's
Uh-huh.
like which is told in chapters, and he's in like in one of the chapters. And I kept looking at him. I was like, who is like I've seen this guy before. And I looked it up. I was like, is that Dudley Dursley?
He's so funny. Yeah. He's in the Harry Potter franchise, guys. So the writer director Harry Lighton, he actually wrote this film to be in ancient Greece at first, and
Oh
then
hell yeah!
well,
Wait, now
so
I
it
want to
was
see that.
so he wrote it there first, and he was like, "Ah, something's not working." And then I think he did something else with it. I'm trying to remember right now. I can't remember off the top of my head, but his team, they were like, "Bitch, just write it in the modern day. Like, just do it like
Hmm.
how it's supposed to be,
Yeah.
because it's an adaptation." I don't see films like this where I
Hmm.
live. It's very like I know for a fact that I can go get a ticket to Melania right now. It's like
Yeah.
that's for sure
Hmm.
playing. I mean, and I've mentioned this in last year with my experience with Twinless, like hearing about it in February and not seeing it until September. Some of these films, like even though this is a very, very sexy, like bold film, it could be like a lifeline for somebody that does not get exposed to any kind of queer culture.
Hmm. 100% agree. And like you said, it's not going to play in some areas just because of what the film is. It won't play in some countries just because of
Mm-hmm.
what the film is. And
Mm-hmm.
if anything, when films like that come out, it makes me especially want to see them to wonder like why. It's almost like it's a banned book. It's like a
Yeah.
banned film. It's like you can't screen this here. How dare you screen this here? But
Yeah,
now I
and
want to see
like
that ancient Greece telling of this. Now I want to see that film.
I have told you that I wanted to like have like a little book club where we read books, and I like wanted to know more about me in the past, like my past me's. Like I think that's like the funny thing, like that for both of us, like here on the commentary podcast, is that like we don't go into these films. Oh, I'm going to go see a queer movie, or oh, I'm going to go see a
Hmm.
straight romance on Netflix. Like we're gonna go see a movie. Like that part of it
Yeah.
really doesn't like impact us. This is like a very good sign of like direction of how the world is going. Instantly go to like how supportive UK moms are of like they want their kids to be gay. And like
Hmm.
I'm kind of seeing more of that here in the States. Like I'm seeing some families like kind of like really take a turn for the better and being like,
Hmm.
it's not that big of a deal anymore. And I love hearing more stories like that than the latter. I see a sign of hope. In a dark
Hmm.
time, I see a sign of hope.
Hmm. Yeah. We hope people go and check this film out because I think it's an important film that is released. And when it's released to you, check it out. Even if it's on digital,
This is an
please check it
invitation
out.
for our listeners to tell us if they've seen Pillion and talk to us about it.
Hmm. Yeah. Let us know. Let us know now in the comments that I know exist. So that brings us to another new release this weekend, and that is Whistle, coming from Shudder and IFC. It is directed by Corin Hardy, starring Daphne Keane, Sophie Inilis, Sky Yang, Michelle Fairley, and Nick Frost. Another horror, February horror film coming
Some
out
horror.
from
You ever
horror,
hear
from
somebody be like
horror.
horror? Some horror?
Yeah, that's what I say. I say horror. I say horror.
I
Wait a
said some
minute.
people to like not
You
out you, but
making fun of
okay.
me?
I'm
You
not
making
making fun of
fun?
you. I'm not making fun of you. This is the same director from The Nun. He directed some
No.
episodes for British TV series Gangs of London. Cool to
Mm.
see him come back to direct a high school horror film. What do you think?
I like Daphne Keane was in what, Logan? Is like she was
Hmm.
like 12, 13. Again, like I think you've talked about this before, is horror is a vehicle for these younger stars to get roles. And then Sophie, I think it's Nillis. I'm sorry if I'm butchering her last name. She's in Yellow Jackets. She plays like a
Oh,
younger version of the
nice.
characters.
Very
Um,
cool. Nice jump.
then you have
Very
Michelle
solid jump.
Fairley from Game of Thrones, and obviously Nick Frost, which is Nick Frost. Everyone knows Nick Frost. But it's nice to see like you said, like those younger actors getting those horror roles. Like that's the vehicle to go in to like get
Yeah.
into film. Is there's always teen horror movies in high school, and it works. It works.
Yeah, we're gonna sit on that teen high school horror film thing for a minute, if that's okay. I really like the mythology of it. It kind of reminds me of like Talk to Me from the Rocka Rocka Brothers. That kind of
Mm-hmm.
like how it's like tied to an object. But yeah, let's talk about high school horror. Like it's this very specific type of horror film, right? I'll kind of like bend your mind a little bit. It requires a little bit more attention to the casting than anything, than people like think the
Mm-hmm.
director has, like to look at like some really key elements. We talk about casting a lot, and we know the importance of having a good ensemble. We just saw the importance of that in Surat whenever we got home from the theater and started talking
Mm-hmm.
about it. The talent has to be at the right age, slightly recognizable but not too familiar. Ensemble has to click right. There's that ensemble word again, and then getting the viewer to care for them. With Daphne Keane, we kind of know her from Logan, Deadpool, Wolverine, but most recently, I don't know if you catched it, and I don't know if much of the internet's catched it really, but she had a really good role in The Acolyte. She did incredible in that show. She didn't look like Daphne Keane. I mean, you'd have to like really, really lock in to see that it was her. She was under makeup, and but she did great. It looks like she's leaning into the horror genre and has a very smart move on her end with taking this role. And she's only 21, so
Yeah, young
guys
star.
that make uncomfortable comments towards women, you better stay away from Daphne Keane, or I will fight you.
Yeah,
I will do my best until she's 23, but right now she is 21
yeah.
and
There's
she's our little sister, you
there's
fucking
some
perverts.
there's some creepy people out there. I will say there's some creepy people out there, but
Some creepy pee people.
creepy people. I mean, the story, yeah, it looks very much straightforward, like horror
Hmm.
set in a high school. I mean, like The Faculty is like a big like horror high school film. I mean, you have Scream too, like that
Yeah.
horror high school vibe. So it always sells, it always works. Like I don't know if this is like going to be like a groundbreaking film, but Shudder's always pumping out stuff. They're always pumping out
Yeah.
that low budget horror, and they
We
got
we've
a few coming.
we've talked about Shutter films since like I think the beginning of our series.
Hmm. Hmm.
I like it. I
And
like it.
there's one coming soon with starring somebody, but um
Mm. Go ahead and drop. Go ahead and do it. Couldn't help yourself. Do it. What is it? Tell
no,
us.
I'm just gonna tease the listeners. Maybe I'll tease them. We'll
There
see
is
if they
a
know it.
big film coming out that commentary host Patrick Brennan is really excited for, and we are gonna let him have his day in the sun that episode.
Yeah, when it
Yeah.
comes. But if you know what it is, why don't you just take a guess what I'm talking about? But yeah, it's
You're a
good. It's
mess.
good to see Daphne Keane getting like a lead role, and we'll see where she's going. Like you said, she's only 21, so rising star in Hollywood.
I'm excited for her.
So that brings us to the final release this week, and that is The Strangers, Chapter 3, coming from Lionsgate, directed by Rennie Harlan, starring Madeline Petch, Emma Horvath, and Richard Brake. Third one in 3 years, I think. Third one in 3 years. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about this franchise.
Guys, we're just like deadpan staring at each other in the in the camera right
But
now.
I even feel like
I'll let you go off first.
I don't like I'm taking a wild guess here, but I don't even feel like Madeline Petch like knows these movies are good. I mean, to be fair, I've only seen chapter one, so I can't comment on chapter two or obviously this one. And I don't want to be always like
Uh,
dogging on movies that don't get good reviews and people like it kind of just seems like they're just dumping this like whatever. It was a great idea for them to film all three at once. It was an interesting idea. Like I really liked that they did that and it was going to be told in three chapters. And originally it was going to be a lot closer to the release dates where they're going to happen, but just the reception for each one, they kind of and it seems like this one they were just like just put it out because I think chapter two came out in like what September I think of
hmm
last year. Like putting
Yeah.
this out.
Well, I'll tell you what. I know that we both. It's not like a commitment we made or anything. It's more of just like this new wave of how we want to create film community with you guys. But instead of dogging on this film, I'll do you one better. I'll leave you with a quote from one of our favorite films, Jurassic Park, from Dr. Ian
Nice.
Malcolm. They were so preoccupied with whether or not they could, they didn't stop to think if they should.
You know, that
Go
could be
get
said for a lot of franchises,
Go get your
including
bag. Go get your bag, Madeline Petch. Go get
yeah,
your
get your
bag,
bag.
and we'll be right here waiting for you for your next film.
Mm. I think she's great. Like again, like we've talked about Riverdale in the past. Like a lot of those actors, they're
Yeah,
great. They're great actors,
they're
and
great.
it's great to see them doing other stuff and getting lead
Yeah.
roles in films and that are playing in theaters. And but that quote could also be attributed to the Jurassic Park franchise in general.
All right, now let's not get mean with it, okay? We can only pull out that quote one time an episode, okay?
That's true. That's true. That's true.
It's
I
like we
haven't
pull
seen
it out
chapter.
later on.
Haven't seen chapter two. I don't think this is going to be in theaters very long. I think they're going to put it on VOD pretty quickly. And it seemed like they were just kind of they wanted to get it out. And it sucks the people that worked on it and probably worked their asses off. And sometimes movies just don't work. They
Hey,
just
you
don't
know
work.
what? At least they're working. We'll get into this a little bit later on about the state of the industry, but
Hmm.
at least they're working and bringing home money to their families and doing what they love.
Hmm.
That's the most important. Doing what they love. Doesn't matter if it's something like this, doing what they love. And yeah,
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Just to recap, the releases this week are The Moment, Pillion, Whistle, and The Strangers Chapter 3. Let us know if you are excited for any of those. Let us know. So that brings us to the trailers of the week. And first up, like we said on the episode that we recorded, we did not plan this trailer coming out the week that we were going to be recording that episode, but it is The Devil Wears Prada 2, coming from 20th Century Studios. It is directed once again by David Frankel, story by Lauren Weisberger, starring Anne Hathaway, Meryl Streep, Emily Blunt, and Stanley Tucci, all coming back to reprise their
gang's all
roles.
here.
They're all there. It comes out. I think it comes out May 1st. I think it's gonna be a hit. It's gonna be a massive hit. I think it's
Solid hit.
20th Century Studios most watch trailer of all time.
Hmm.
So there is a need for it, I guess. I think people are like, hell yeah, I can't wait to rewatch. Like not rewatch it. I can't wait to watch this.
Yeah, I mean, shameless plug. We did just do The Devil Wears Prada
Yeah, we did.
for the Millennial Icon series. Shameless
Hmm.
plugs all around. Go check that out if you want to dip your toes into Pat's The Commentary Podcast Millennial Icon series or Classic Cinema series. There's even a director series right now where Pat and our buddies Vikash and Van do Michael Mann. But
Hmm.
yeah, The Devil Wears Prada 2, I feel like this is an easy slam dunk for the entire world. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not just diluted down to just oh millennials just want this or anything like that. This is a four quadrant film. Like
Hmm.
people be taking their like 12-year-olds to go see this and be like, "Remember when we watched the first one? Well, this one
Hmm.
this is for me." Like the entire cast is returning. We are getting into some of the potential maybe story. Looks like Stanley Tucci's character Nigel has moved up and
Hmm.
kind of a spoiler, but he said in the first one that she's gonna get me back. So I don't know. To me, Miranda Priestley seems a little bit softer in this one.
Yeah.
Don't you
I see.
think?
Yeah. It seems like she's maybe a little pulled back, but they could just be doing that for the trailer because they want to
Yeah,
leave the good stuff
yeah.
in. I think it'll be great to see all four of them working together, as in like they're not like assistants anymore.
Mm-hmm.
They're like in executive positions, it seems like.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting, and obviously it's great seeing Anne Hathaway just back across Meryl Streep in an iconic role.
I know that you had mentioned during the episode that this isn't necessarily like a rom-com or like its kind of own genre, and like it's a comedy, but it's also it has a specific flair to it. And I feel like they're gonna like pull that back
Hmm.
into like the theatrical experience, like these kinds of films being successful and people wanting to go see those. I think about Ella McKay, and would that have performed better like right after The Devil Wears Prada 2? Probably.
Maybe, yeah, maybe it's the same vibe. And I'm
Yeah.
actually wondering if they're gonna re-release The Devil Wears Prada before, because it's been 20 years,
Mm-hmm.
20 years. So I
Yeah.
could see them doing maybe a double feature, and you can get both of them. That'd be great to go see double features. Devil Wears Prada.
And then you can watch the third film, God Wears Gucci.
The third film is Ridley Scott's House of Gucci.
Why are my jokes so lame?
Like you said, all millennials are excited for this. I think
Oh
it's
no,
gonna
yeah.
be it's gonna
We
be a massive hit.
we're gonna be bringing our Doritos and Capri Suns, and it's
Yeah.
gonna be fucking middle school and high school all over again, man.
Mm. Yep, it's gonna be fucking great. It's gonna be fucking great. So that brings us to another trailer that was released this week, and that is Michael, coming from Universal, directed by Antoine Fuqua, screenplay by John Logan, starring Jafar Jackson, Miles Teller, Nia Long, and Coleman Domingo. Coleman Domingo, he's working. He is working. What did you think of this trailer? I mean, we've talked about biopics in the past, but I mean, this trailer again, the views for this trailer is massive. I think
Yeah.
this is going to be a massive hit as well.
You know how whenever some trailers roll out, they feel like a little glittery,
Mm,
sparkly. I don't know why I can't say glittery and sparkly. That's funny. I'm excited. Yeah, this one, music biopics, they're fun. They can be fun.
mm,
They also can fall a little bit flat. I just have down here that some of my favorite ones were like Ray 2004 and 8 Mile
mm,
2002.
mm,
I got a really good feeling from this. I know this is a combined studio release, Universal and Lionsgate. I hope that Lionsgate is prepared to really, really get into the marketing of this, because Coleman Domingo, I'm sure his performance is going to be incredible in this. And then also, I'm seeing like a good sparkle from Jafar Jackson playing his
mm,
uncle. I feel like in the last like 20, maybe 30 years, Michael's legacy has been kind of tainted by some of the things that just we remember from like the latter part of his life. All that being said, it's going to be really cool to think about someone's like 70-year-old grandmother remember like all these moments that maybe she went to a concert. I think about the viewer that's going to be remembering their childhood going to see this. But
mm.
I was wondering what some of your favorite Michael Jackson songs were. Yeah,
Well,
and then
guess
you can
what?
tell me what you think about the trailer.
I put four down, and
Oh,
they're pretty basic picks. But I have
no, not basic.
Smooth Criminal, great song.
Nice.
Billie Jean, Thriller, and Beat It.
Dang, we don't have any of the same ones.
Interesting.
Interesting indeed. Well, like I told you to pick four, but I only picked two.
Well, what are your two? What are your two?
But let me steal two from yours. I'd say Billie Jean is a good one.
Mm.
My two. So I have Don't Stop Till You Get Enough, which is in 27 Dresses. Shout out to Vikash for loving 27 Dresses. I have to plug him in there whenever I bring up that film because that's his film. But no, yeah, Don't Stop Till You Get Enough. That is my shit. I think it's
Mm.
also in Rush Hour, but we don't talk about that franchise anymore. And then my other one is from a movie that is special to me called Free Willy, and it's Say You'll Be There. That one
Hell
gets
yeah.
me every fucking time. I feel
Free
like
Willy.
that one is like pure what Michael Jackson was just like that good feeling and like love and everything like that. And the trailer does, of course, these films paint what the film is about in the way that the family wants or the way that,
Hmm.
the world saw him and everything like that. I want to get your thoughts on all of that. I want to get your thoughts on like how do you think this is going to go?
There is going to be that crowd of people that will always be like in that area of Michael Jackson, of like they love his music, but they think he's a controversial person in general. And I know that there's been some controversy around this film because I think it was supposed to come out last fall. But I
Mm,
think in the third act, there was like Michael Jackson's estate had issues with what was being told. So I think
Mm.
they may have had to re-edit it. I could be completely. I think there was an article that came out about it. It is nice to see his nephew playing him, and it seems like he nails the voice pretty damn well, and it seems like he
Yeah.
can dance pretty damn well too.
Move around
Um,
real good.
yeah, I mean, I think it's gonna be a massive hit. I mean, people love Michael Jackson. They know
Mm.
his music is iconic. It's iconic music. But I mean, with biopics, people that watch, I would say a lot of movies are less hesitant or like more like hesitant to see biopics because they think it's just like and this is just a cash grab and you're just watching someone make the music that you already know. But
Hmm.
biopics sell. I know the Bruce Springsteen one last year kind of fell a little flat, but I think this one, it's Michael Jackson is like an iconic person, name, music, and I think it's going to do very, very well in theaters.
I mean, this is for our listeners more than Pat and I, just because we're not online as much as we used to be. If anybody ever tries to give you that argument of like music biopics sucking or whatever, just hit them with this. Are you ready? Selena with Jennifer Lopez. I'm pretty sure that one can just like silence the argument, like be like, shut up. You don't know
Mm,
what you're talking about. Shut up. Selena's
mm,
amazing. I mean, they are above the surface, but there's stories that you didn't know. Like you didn't know about the like, where the artist was from or like how they grew up or like
mm,
what relationships were important to him. I mean, I'm sure there's a good amount of like people that are younger than us that don't know like the dynamics of Michael and his father. That's like, I
mm,
mean, we know because like that was something that was nailed into the stories that would come out about like, like he had a really rough relationship. He had a rough relationship with all of his kids. He made them performers. They were nonstop performing. It's just going to be an opportunity to kind of revisit a really cool part of growing up, which was having like Michael Jackson's music on like all the time.
mm. Yeah, and I'm sure once the movie comes out, the his songs will chart once again. People will go back and
Oh,
be like, "Oh yeah,
totally. Have that Stranger Things effect with running up that hill.
oh yeah, 100%, yeah." So that brings us to the next trailer that was released this week, and that is the drama coming from A24, directed by Christopher Borgli, starring Zendaya, Robert Pattinson, Alana Haim, Haley Gates, Mamadou Afi, and Zoe Winters. Looks pretty damn good. Looks pretty damn good. I liked in the trailer when you knew where the drama came from in the one scene. You knew where the drama came from.
We called it. We called it, Pat. We
We
knew
did.
that there was
We
gonna be
did.
some secret that was revealed. You go first.
We talked about this before, but it's great to see Zendaya like not doing Spider-Man movies and actually doing other stuff like Challengers and now the drama. I mean, she's obviously in three movies this year, Robert Pattinson. But they aren't. I think in June they're not in any of the same scenes together, but they are in the same film together. I would say it looks very A24. Looks very A24. What about you?
I mean, yeah, with Zendaya, I've been highly anticipating Zendaya's next project since Challengers. I mean,
Mm,
that's, I mean, just like everybody else and not special. But Alana Haim, I am a big fan of Alana Haim after watching The Mastermind with you.
mhm,
I just see something in her. I see something that is very new age and like even in that Kelly Reichardt film that you showed me, my first Kelly Reichardt, she was very fun to follow. There is something about her. She does have a factor,
mhm,
and a lot of the times in movies and film, like having that factor kind of changes the whole thing. Like, casting matters, is what I'm trying to say. With Zoe Winters, I mean, you know how I feel about Zoe. I think she's fabulous, and I want to meet her, and I love seeing her in films. I am a. If anybody's just jumping on to our film news episodes, I am a big Succession fan and materialist defender just for her, and
mhm.
that's it. But yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun to see this cast play around in an A24 comedy drama. It just has this very fresh feeling, like you were saying, very A24 feeling. Zendaya and Pattinson are in three 2026 films together: The Drama, The Odyssey, and Dune Part 3. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, really cool. Yeah, I mean, it's good to see them in three films this year together, and they're working hard. Zendaya's, was her last movie Challengers? Was that her last film? Yeah, she's got three. Well, I think she has four movies this year because she's in Spider-Man, right?
Am I that much of a Marvel hater right now that I did not include Spider-Man?
I just remembered that she was in Spider-Man right now.
We hate Marvel so bad right now.
This is the year of Zendaya and Hathaway and Charlie XCX. They all have like at least 4 movies coming out this year,
Oh
and you know
yeah, I
what?
mean,
Good for them. Good for them.
good for them.
I would say this probably will pair pretty well with a Materialist double feature. Looks seems like kind of the same vibe and tone, a little bit, a little bit.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what Zendaya says at that table. That gets everybody to be
You wanna
like, "Oh, what the
let's
fuck?"
let's let's do a prediction for our listeners. What do you think the drama is? What do you think she shares? I have one.
Hmm. You go first, then I'll
You
think
want
of
me to
one.
go first? Okay,
Yeah,
okay, okay. All right. Well, I think at the table she shares that she thought about murdering someone before.
yeah. I was gonna go down the route of maybe she like, I know we did last summer. They hit someone with a car and kind of drove off.
She did a hit and run.
A hit and run, and when she was like 16 and never said anything.
Oh shoot. I'm excited. And like we're both not online and that's like one of the best parts I feel like for both of us not
Hmm.
being online right now is just that we don't get shit spoiled for us at
No, not
all.
at all. So we're here, looking forward to the drama. We can't wait to see what the drama is.
We're looking forward to the movie, the drama. We do not want drama.
That's true. We don't want the drama. So that brings us to the next trailer this week, and that is In the Blink of an Eye, coming from Searchlight, directed by Andrew Stanton, starring Kate McKinnon, Rashida Jones, and Daveed Diggs. Andrew Stanton was a Pixar director, I believe. And this might
Mm.
be his first live action film. I guess it's told in 3 different eras. I think it's what it's told in.
Yeah,
Um,
I was picking that up.
Interesting trailer. Interesting to see like Kate McKinnon in like a lead role, like serious. It kind of was like
Hmm.
throwing me off a little bit. I was like, I don't know if I'm buying this, but I love Sheeta Jones. I mean, I think it comes out at the end of March. I think it's just a direct to Hulu, but
I
Searchlight
think it's
obviously owns
it's the end of
end of February.
February. Yeah,
In February. Oh, so
pretty soon.
not too long off. Not too long off.
Yeah.
What do you think of the trailer?
I'm gonna be completely honest with you. This is why I like film news. It's because
Hmm.
I learn about like at least 1 or 2 films I had no idea about, and it's coming out so soon. It looks good. It looks really pretty. It
Hmm.
looks
Yeah, it looks shot very well.
very.
Yeah.
It's gonna be coming to streaming. I'll be honest with you, Pat. I think it'd be cool to like incorporate some of the streaming releases as well into
Hmm.
our film news show. I had no idea this was coming out. I've seen no advertising for it. I mean, you put us on, man.
Yeah, I feel like the streamers don't really advertise that well sometimes, depending on what the movie is. If it's a Oscar winning or Oscar nominated movie, they will. But if it's kind of like
Mm.
this is a March or February release, they're just gonna put it out and see what happens. I mean, it looks interesting, like a sci-fi drama. Yeah, I'm very interested in. I like Rashida Jones. Interested in what Kate McKinnon is gonna bring to this serious role, and I was she's probably gonna have her comedic moments, but we'll see. Andrew Stanton coming out from animation to do live action, so kind of like
It's
the
very
Brad Bird
cool.
route. Brad Bird route. So that brings us to the final trailer that was released this week, and that is Toe, coming from Vertical and Roadside Attractions, directed by Stephanie Lang, starring Rose Byrne, Dominic Sessa, Demi Lovato, Ariana DeBose, Octavia Spencer, and Simon Rex. Pretty good cast there for a very small budget film. Rose Byrne just got an Oscar nomination for If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. So it's great. I think this is also, I don't know if this might be a direct streaming release as well. I don't know who
Mm.
picked it up. It might be on Hulu. I'm not entirely sure. I could be completely wrong, and it's going into theaters. Great to see a solid cast and a really like low budget kind of. I think it's based on a true story from the trailer.
Yeah, yeah, from the trailer based on a true story. I mean, all really have to say here is that I mean, it's really cool that Rose Byrne is this distinguished Hollywood actress, but still is very rooted in the human experience. And
Hmm.
whenever an actor knows how to play a person in the real world, you got really great talent there. And then yeah, just
Hmm.
like you're saying, very nice stacked cast for this level of film. And I do think it's coming out into theaters. I'm also not sure as
Hmm.
well, but I'm excited. Mostly I think both of us are excited for Dominic Sessa
Yeah,
from the
the
yeah.
holdovers.
Yeah.
And he was in the third Now You See Me film. He was in that.
I remember you
He was in
telling
that.
me that. I remember you
Uh,
telling me that whenever you went to go see that one, and I saw another movie
mm,
that weekend.
yeah, but it's great for him to the holdovers was his first thing, and now he's
Hmm.
being a lot more stuff. And I've loved Risborough for a long time. I think she's hilarious. He's in she can do Insidious, but then also do like Neighbors and just do straight comedies and drama. Like she just got nominated for an Academy Award. Like Rose Byrne has range, and I think it's time for people to realize that Rose Byrne's a damn good actor, and she's finally
Yeah.
getting her flowers. And I think hopefully post her Oscar nomination, she starts to get a lot more roles and roles like this that show that yeah, I can do it all. Like I'm not the A-list star that you see on the big screen, but I can fucking do it.
Hell yeah. I like that. I like everything you just said about Rose Byrne. Heck yeah.
So to recap, the trailers that were released this week are The Devil Wears Prada 2, Michael, The Drama, In the Blink of an Eye, and Toe. If you're excited for any of those films coming out, please let us know. So that brings us to the news of the week. Not too much news this week, but some solid stuff in here. Some solid stuff in here. First up, the first official looks at the Beatles biopics. They officially released the HD versions of photos that were released. They look spot on of what they are. I mean, it's just four production stills hey, they're filming this right now. I mean, these movies are coming out, I think, in like 2, 3
Next
years.
year.
I don't
Yeah.
even know when they're coming out. But
Yeah.
it's the Beatles. Again, another biopic. The casting looks pretty good. There was one thing that I saw of, I think it was on
Huh.
Instagram,
What?
of John Lennon, as Harris Dickinson's playing John Lennon.
Yeah.
And someone said, no, that's Daisy Edgar Jones. And I looked at it and I was like, yeah, that does look like Daisy Edgar
Oh man, the freaking internet. Oh, shout out to Paul Mescal. It looks exactly like McCartney.
Jones.
Yeah, so it was like that very thing that we were talking about. Like, how did these come out already? They started
Mm-hmm.
rolling out those cards on a college campus, and
Hmm.
that's how we got the pictures of them at first, and then they posted them online. But they're coming out, and the Beatles have a different meaning to each generation. I think about my stepmom probably potentially being really excited for these films coming out. And
Hmm.
what about you? Anybody in your life a big Beatles fan?
I mean, I love the Beatles. I have all of their albums on vinyl. I'm curious to see, or if people don't like know that this is four movies. It's not one movie. It's four separate films that they're all going to
Mm,
be released within like,
yeah.
I think 1 month after each other, or like even a couple weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So again, it's a pretty ballsy thing to do because if they don't make any money, like it's like say you wasted money, but this is probably a high production, and I think they're shooting them all at one time, and I think they're shooting
Mm-hmm.
them for a whole year. So it's
Mm-hmm.
again, it's risky, but it is the Beatles, and it's gonna make money, but it's a risk. It's a risk, but from the production stills, they all look good. Even Daisy Edgar Jones looks good. So
I was going to tell you a fun fact, but then you threw me off with that shit. Oh man, you're crazy. You're a crazy guy, Pat Brennan. I taught myself how to play guitar with the Beatles songbook. I was a big Beatles guy in high school.
I mean,
Couldn't tell me shit.
they changed music forever, and they're the most influential band of all time. It's the Beatles.
The Beatles.
So that brings us to another piece of news this week, and that is the final Fast and Furious is titled Fast Forever, and it comes out March 17th, 2028. I know you're so excited, you're jumping in the air, you're fist pumping, you can't wait, like you're doing cartwheels around your apartment.
I guess that franchise did really well.
Yeah, I think
I'm
it
just
did. I
kidding.
mean, billion-dollar franchise.
Yeah, I do need to be exposed to the first couple of Fast and Furious films. I mean, I haven't talked about theme parks in a while. They just I think the roller coaster opens up this month at Universal
Mhm.
and I think
I think
Hollywood.
so. I think
Yeah.
so. Yeah.
Since you know more about this franchise, do you really think it's going to be the last one?
I
What are
mean,
your thoughts?
they've made one spin-off, Hobbs
Mm,
and Shaw. Depending on what this movie does at the box office will depend on if they want to keep doing spin-offs or continuing it. Apparently, Vin's been asking for a lot of money for this, and Universal's like, no, I'm not giving you that. Like,
mm.
I think Vin thinks these are like masterpieces of cinema. Like, these are the greatest films ever made. I mean, they're fun. They're fun movies. And the past couple films, they have kind of gone down, and people be kind of being like, okay, I get it. Like, they can go to space now. They go to space in one of the movies.
They pull a Friday the 13th? No way. That's
Um,
crazy. No, I'm not making fun of it. I'm very curious about these. I want to know more. Before we move on to the next piece of news, what do you personally think is gonna how it's gonna perform at the box office?
I think if you market it as the last one, I think it'll do better than I think Fast 10 did. I think Fast 10 wasn't really a hit, but I think because I think F9 made almost $1 billion. If I could be wrong, I could be wrong.
Yeah, I was gonna
Um,
say, did it make over like 800,
it
900?
came out during COVID, but I think I don't maybe a billion, but it made it. I think it made a solid amount of money for during COVID times. But I think if you market it as the last one, I think it will do well.
People
But
lock
you
in.
never know. I think
Yeah.
they said the last three are like the last one, so I have no idea. But some people are excited. Some people are really excited for that. It's not my favorite franchise, but
I go back and
people.
listen to that little, it's like a stem for me now, the little thing that you get like in the
Yeah.
episode.
So that brings us to another piece of news, and that is Spielberg has achieved the EGOT, received his first Grammy at the most recent Grammy, not at the awards ceremony, but he won a Grammy. But he's
Yeah,
achieved the EGOT status. He is the GOAT. He is the GOAT.
he's goaded. He's goaded.
He
If you,
is
it's
fucking goated.
it's an anagram for goat. If you really want to move
Hmm.
around the letters. Um, he is just on a roll right now, specifically in like the last like 4 or 5 weeks. Like Hamnet did well at the Golden Globes. He's obviously, is fucking Spielberg, guys. Like it's
Hmm.
great. It's always awesome to like celebrate him. Anything you want to say for our listeners? Say for example, we might have a listener that doesn't know what an EGOT status is. Like if you
Hmm.
want to kind of dive into that.
So yeah, so an EGOT is an Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, and a Tony. So he's won all four of those. Not a lot of people have done that. And for Grammys, when like say Spielberg's winning it, a lot of the time like you'll see like Meryl Streep has a Grammy and you're like, what is Meryl Streep? But a lot of it you can win Grammys for like audiobooks. You can win Grammys
Mm-hmm.
for podcasts now.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of categories you can win it for. So it does open up more avenue for people to achieve EGOT status. Like the Emmys has a lot of categories. There's daytime Emmys, there's creative arts Emmys, there's a lot of below the line Emmys that they literally just mail to you if you win it. Like you won't even know. You just open them. I guess I won. I had no idea. The ones that are like Tony can be hard to win because like it's you're doing a stage play, and Oscar is obviously
Yeah.
like a pinnacle of film. He's a goat. He's got the status. He's got the status.
So in other news, Disney just announced that Josh D'Amaro will be their next chief executive officer of the company. Now, Pat, how are you feeling? Any thoughts? I know this is I can only say so much.
Yeah, I can only say so much. But yeah, for those, I do work at this company, so I can't really delve into too much specifics. The only thing I think I did kind of say was that they did not go with a female CEO, which I think we kind of predicted that they wouldn't.
Yeah, we
Sad to
did say
not
that.
see female CEOs. And the only thing I'll kind of other mention is the past CEO, Chapek, was also a Parks guy, and Josh Tomorrow is a Parks guy. So it's interesting that they
Mm.
went the same route again. From my perspective, it'll be interesting to see the future of Disney with him under the helm.
Yeah,
Mm.
I didn't realize that Chapek had come from theme parks as well. I don't work for this company, so maybe I could talk a little bit more fleshed out about it. I think the only thing that I wanted to point out that is that in a lot of streaming culture and content, whenever they go to talking about Disney announces on those quarterly calls that deal with like the business and everything like that, they talk about these executives like they know them, and it's
Hmm.
really interesting. I don't know if you've ever heard one, but they have like they call them a source, and they act like they know these executives that are making all these decisions. But I mean, it's news. It's historic for the year. A new Disney CEO. News and film news to keep you updated. Let you know that there's a
Hmm.
new CEO over at Disney.
It's the new era for Disney,
Mm-hmm.
starting a new era. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes.
We'll see how it goes.
So that brings us to another piece of news this week, and that is Nancy Meyers is directing a new rom-com that will release in December of 2027, a Christmas Day release. And it stars Jude Law, Emma Mackey, Penelope Cruz, Kieran Culkin, and Owen Wilson. And it follows a director and producer who fall in love, made successful films together, they broke up, and are forced to get back together. I love me some Nancy
That sounds
Meyers.
pretty fun.
I think it's gonna be great.
Sounds pretty
And
fun.
you have Emma Mackey coming in, Jude Law. I mean, she was in Holiday, I think with Nancy Myers. Kieran Culkin, Owen Wilson's. I feel like Owen Wilson's always great for roles like this. Like he's just kind of
Mm.
in that warm comfort of a rom com. Love Penelope Cruz, and I get We talked about Emma Mackey a little bit ago with Ella McKay, which always throws me off because her name's Emma Mackey and she started in Ella McKay. It's like the same thing to me. But it's great to see her kind of doing like the same kind of vibe, just with Nancy Myers now.
I like what you said about Owen Wilson. He is kind of like a
Yeah.
comfort character. Like you can kind of already
Mm,
tell what he's gonna be in this one. Like,
mm,
man, you just gotta really go up to her and just talk
yeah.
to her like a real
Wow.
person. Wow. Wow. I don't think I've ever done an impression on the commentary
That was pretty good. That was
podcast.
pretty good.
Thank
That's
you.
pretty
You just
good.
gotta go up to her and tell her how you really feel.
That'll give that comfort for a Christmas Day release. I think it'll
Yeah.
bring that comfort. Nancy Myers always brings like the comfort, just the way, the tone of it. It's always
I
just
like
comforting,
it.
comforting,
I like how you're
comforting.
excited about
I am excited. I am
it.
excited.
We'll see if you're excited for this next one. Pedro Pascal is confirmed to star in Todd Haynes' romance film De Noche. Set in 1930s Los Angeles when the city is overtaken by corruption, the Great Depression, and the world is on the brink of war. Hell yeah. Pat, how do
Hell
you feel about
fucking
this
yeah.
one?
I love me some Todd Haynes. This is the film that Joaquin Phoenix dropped out of that then put Todd Haynes in a bind for like a couple years.
Oh,
This is originally
wow.
supposed to be
This is
made.
that film?
I think this is this film. Yeah. I think this is this film. I think it was already supposed to be out and like released because they were supposed to start filming in 2024, I believe.
Wow. Whenever we
Yeah.
went to go watch Eddington, I remember telling you I was like I'm seeing shit about Joaquin Phoenix. I mean
I believe
this
it's
was
this
breaking
film.
news. Yeah.
Hmm.
Nice. Yeah. I wanted to see what your thoughts were about it. Pedro Pascal being a
Hmm.
romance film. I'm not saying what kind of romance film it is because I wanted to be a surprise for listeners whenever they go look it up. I think they'll be excited.
Mine, I do love the setting that is in 1930s Los Angeles. Like, it looks seems like
Hmm.
depression could be a lot of crime going on. And World War II breaks out at the end of the 1930s, and the U.S. doesn't enter the war, but until the 40s. But I think it's good. I love Pedro. I love some Todd Haynes. He's one of the most underrated directors of all time. Makes fantastic films, and yeah, I'm. This is the film that Joaquin Phoenix dropped out of, so they should promote that this is the film Joaquin Phoenix dropped out of, so that now that Pedro's in it. So,
Hey, this is the movie that Joaquin Phoenix gave up.
yeah, remember the movie that was supposed to come out 2 years ago? Well, here it is. What about you? What are your thoughts on this?
I'm excited. I support Pedro a lot. He's a lot of fun and he's good talent. This last year with film marketing and the direction all that's going, we're about to get into that, but kind of fell under the bus a little bit just due to online stuff and it's so dumb. But he was really good in Eddington and he's about to be in
Hmm.
Mando. He's working, he's doing the things, and I was so sad to see how. I mean, it wasn't sad actually. They kind of gave up at the end, the reception of The Last of Us. I just feel like that should have been rewritten differently. They could have held that for the
Hmm.
end. It would have been a lot more impactful. But it
Hmm.
was a creative choice. I mean, we would have gotten more Pedro. I'm excited
Hmm.
to see that he picked up a film that a big Hollywood actor gave up on, and he was like, "I'm gonna do this." And I don't
Yeah.
care what kind of romance film it is.
Oh yeah. He's gonna be in a Todd Haynes film. He's gonna be in a Todd Haynes film.
So another piece of news that is really exciting for us over here on Film News, A24 is developing a Texas Chainsaw Massacre series with JT Molnar writing. Glenn Powell is producing along with Spooky Pictures. A new film is also said to be in development. For me, I'll say what I'm going to say really quick and then I'll hand it over to you. I'm not sure who is directing this, Pat, but it should be Ty West. That is exactly who it should be. It should be a slam dunk. Very easy. All practical, actors with good face acting, unique screams. Think like Samara Weaving screams. And then that same yellow and green from the original. I mean, this is great news. And for me, all I just got to say is it's easy money. It's too easy to get wrong. I mean, it basically writes itself at this
Hmm.
point.
I know Glenn Powell had been wanting this for a while, apparently. He like really wanted
Mm-hmm.
it.
Yeah.
Is A24 also doing the Camp Crystal Lake prequel with
Yes.
that is
Mm-hmm.
that's the same, yeah. And that's gonna be
Yeah.
on Apple TV, I think. It's great to see that they're developing a series as well as a new film. And again, these are long running horror franchises that they'll continue to make for next 20, 30 years. That's what they're gonna
Yeah.
keep doing. That's what they're gonna keep doing.
It's
And
a slam
I wonder if
dunk.
Glenn Powell is gonna star in it. Maybe who's gonna star in it. I don't know.
That'd be pretty interesting. It's way too easy to get wrong. I mean, even the theme parks that do the like Halloween Horror Nights, like the franchise houses, they understand the assignment. I mean, I think about like the Terrifier house or like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre house. Guys, it's so easy to do these kinds of Like I feel like sometimes they'll go like an innovative route or like be like, oh, let's get creative. Like, what if he wants to be a woman or like something like that? And I'm like,
Yeah.
no, like stay away from that, guys. Like this is
Hmm.
just literally based off of fucking Ed Gein, the way that he murdered people. Like, and this is like Leatherface. This isn't anything else.
Hmm.
This is anything else. It's way too easy to get wrong.
I think did Netflix had the last Texas Chainsaw? I think they made one. It came out like 2022.
I don't count
Yeah, I
that
mean
one.
the first one is, I mean, iconic film, one of the most iconic horror films ever made, and I kind of hope they go for that like grainy look, maybe for the new one. But
Yeah,
I don't know. We'll see. It's just in development now, and
we'll see.
these things could be coming out in 2 years for all I know. But yeah, we'll see. A24's buying up horror franchises as well. They're buying them. Speaking of horror franchises, another piece of news that Chiwetel Ejiofor has also been cast in Mike Flanagan's Exorcist with Scarlett Johansson, Diane Lane, and Jacoby Ju. So yeah, they're really gearing up. They're about to start filming, and they're getting a pretty stacked cast in here. Pretty stacked cast.
This film gets better every time there's an announcement
Hmm. Yeah, I'm
made.
like, oh hell yeah, this is gonna be a great fucking film. I think it's gonna be great,
hmm
great fucking film. Not much else to say about it. We're just casting announcement.
We're
We're
excited.
good. We're excited. We're excited. So that brings us to another piece of news, and as Kristen Stewart has purchased the Highland Park's historic 100-year-old movie theater, the Highland Theater, saving it from permanent shutdown. And she said, it's an opportunity to make a space to gather and scheme and dream together. This project is about creating a new school and restructuring our processes, finding a better way forward. We want to make it a family affair, something for the community. And I thought, that's great. She's saving a theater that was going to be closed down. And these are the types of theaters that I would love to own one day. This is the theater that is an historic theater. It's been around for 100 years. And that's when you have, like, you can go see screenings of films that have come out over 100 years. And you have Q&As, you have actors that maybe the film came out in the 60s and they're still alive and they're going to come do the Q&A. And it's great to see Kristen Stewart championing cinema and trying to save it and preserve it.
I instantly thought of you whenever I saw this. I mean,
Mm,
I think about how much shit our generation gave her after Twilight. It's so poetic to see Kristen Stewart preserving cinema better than
mm,
anybody on film Twitter ever fucking could. It's so
Yep.
poetic. It is like the biggest fuck you of all time to all those people that doubted her. She had that film that came out last year. You know, she just made a very bold purchase in doing this, all in the name of preserving cinema. It's so cool to see somebody that was made fun of now being this the cinema experience matters. How we tell films matters. Telling specific stories in film matters. All that
Mhm.
coming from that kind of person is awesome. That's all I was gonna say.
I love people that love cinema and the history of cinema and want to preserve it. And I think it's a great thing that she's doing. And might have to go there. Might have to go there and see Kristen Stewart in person. Be like,
Hey,
hey, good job. And then walk away.
I was gonna recommend that you ask her to watch something on the classic cinema series. I feel like she would.
Oh, yeah. I really
I
should.
feel
That'd be
like she
fucking awesome.
totally
That'd be
would.
fucking awesome. Mhm.
So, to keep our film news episodes in the spirit of the awards campaign, I know that we are kind of like in a lull right now, just kind of waiting for these things to happen. I kind of wanted to check in with Pat and be like, hey, who do you think has the best awards campaign so far right now? And kind of play the devil's advocate and be like, best campaign so far, worst campaign. Yeah, I just kind of wanted to check in with you and see what you were seeing so far, and if anything is better than last year or worse than last year, honestly. Take it away.
So I would say One Battle and Sinners. I mean, they're clear front runners, and I think the campaigns they're running are doing very well. I mean, they've been putting films back in theater, especially 70 millimeter IMAX. A lot of these films have special screenings for Academy Awards, and you'll have like a Jenna Ortega is going to be screening Sinners because she just loved it, and she's promoting it for the Academy voters to be like, this is the film that you should be voting for. Those two, One Battle and Sinners, seem to be the clear front runners for a lot of the awards. And I think Oscar night they will be. And the way they're running their campaigns, I think they're doing very well. Now, Timmy Chalamet himself is campaigning very, very hard. There's been a lot of controversy around that film, especially with Safdie and then Mr. Wonderful, just the things that's come out. I mean, the Safdie stuff has been known for a while, but when you're now nominated for an Oscar, people are going to be bringing that stuff back up to be like, and again, it's kind of, you would say it's like a hit piece against, but it is known information. And then Mr. Wonderful, I don't want to get into him, but he just talks too much. But Timmy is doing a whole like American Cinematheque. When I saw that they announced this, it was a whole
I
like
saw.
Q&A series of a lot of his films, and I was like, wow, he is, and he's going to every single one of them
He's
to
gonna be
do a
fucking camped
Q&A.
out there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was like, he's campaigning very, very, very hard, and they'll do those type of campaigns where it's not watching. I mean, I think Marty Supreme is one of the screenings, but it's
Mm,
your other like filmography that's just being like, you should
yeah.
just vote for me in general. Like, I think it's my time, and that's what Timmy's doing. And I think also Neon is going to be like not running a great like a good campaign, but they know that where they can pick up Oscars at, and I think they're really going to be
Mm-hmm.
campaigning hard for Stellan. I think that they can get a supporting actor win there. I think they're going to
Yeah.
be campaigning hard there. I mean, I think they got international feature pretty wrapped up. They got four
I
films in
was just
that.
waiting for you to say that.
And it'd be great for them to get some other below the line awards like Sound for Surat. Like they could be promoting that, and but I think their main campaign is going to be for Stellan. I think, and maybe Wagner Moura. He might be the other front
Yeah.
runner with
Yeah, that's
Timmy,
true.
and they could be pushing hard for him. So Neon's also coming in with the campaigns.
What personally have you been seeing on your social feeds?
I think a lot of it is like one battle and Sinner stuff, and then I'd see a lot of
Mm,
ads for Neon films. And then with Timmy, I think I just because I followed the American Cinematheque, that's where I saw
hmm.
that, and that's
Same.
where I was like, oh, he's campaigning very hard. And these are like the main campaigns, I would say. And it's just like, yeah, one battle and Sinners, I think are going to be the big winners on March 15th.
Just wanted to check in with you, see how everything was going. Also, should we let our listeners know what's up ahead potentially? Maybe.
So yeah, we have a special Academy Awards episode coming up, where we at the Commentary Podcast will be voting on each category, and we will pick the winners of the Academy Awards via the Commentary Pods and Minds. So be on the
It's like a
lookout for
mini
that.
award show.
Mini award show. Be on the look for that. Look out for that. Come obviously before Oscar night, so it'll be coming. It's gonna be a really, really, really fun episode.
We won't announce who the voting body is until
We will
the
not. We will not.
episode.
Yeah, we will not. We
Yeah,
will not.
just to preserve their privacy.
In their privacy. But it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun. We're
I'm
brainstorming that right now. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
I'm really excited. It's gonna be a great night. So, Pat and I like to always brainstorm and always kind of check in with each other over the week as we're making film news for everybody. We just have been noticing a little bit of a trend, I'd say, in some of the way that the film industry is going. And this is a film industry news podcast, and we provide all the amazing and fun film news. But in that same conversation, it is also a duty of ours, I'd say, that we take very seriously to point out just some of the things that we're noticing. And some of them may be good, some of them may be bad. There might be someone that's listening to this right now that disagrees with something that either Pat or I say, but we just kind of thought it'd be a good checking in point. What are we on, the 11th or 12th episode? To kind of just
Hmm.
say how we feel about some things that we're seeing. But this part of our film news episode is literally called State of the Film Industry Conversation. And it's supposed to be a conversation. So if there's something that hits your ears wrong, we apologize. But also at the same time, this is a shared podcast where we feel how we feel and we feel entitled to that freedom,
Hmm.
to having that opinion. So Pat, I've noticed that there is a only specific type of person that is being invited to screenings and press coverage. And I wanted to get your thoughts on that and how you feel about the big scary word that I'm about to say, how influencers are kind of impacting the industry and kind of what you think.
Influencers are kind of the new marketing tool for movies and TV and anything.
Mm,
And they have kind of cornered the market of if you're not an influencer, you're not going to be invited to these events. And I know it's a way for films to market stuff, but I mean, the studio, Seth Rogen asked R.I.P. Catherine O'Hara. He asked Catherine O'Hara when they're at Golden Globes, like, who are all these people? And like he turns around, she's like, oh, they're influencers. He goes, what the fuck is wrong with Hollywood? Like, but I mean, I don't really know influencers personally, so like, or
mm,
anyone that is, and I don't want to like dog on them, but I think when you have influencers and like you have TikTok, I think also TikTok too has really because it's all short form aspects and videos. But
Mm.
your attention span is half a second. And I think we're all guilty of it when you're at home and you're sitting on the couch watching TV or a movie and you pick up your phone. Everyone does it. Everyone picks up their phone. And what does your mind do? Goes to Instagram, open, close, TikTok, open, close. I feel like with the state of the industry now, a lot of people say that, oh, movies aren't good now, but I think it's people's attention span is no longer there. So they'll say movies that are would be considered really good in like the 80s, 90s, and 2000s now, people will say are boring because their attention
Mm.
span isn't what it was. And I do think, like we talked about this with Dylan O'Brien, that a lot of actors too have to be in these like social media platforms. And if they're not, then a lot of the times they miss out on roles. And like Hollywood just is a completely different entertainment thing. Can't think of the words right now. Entertainment thing than it was 20 years ago. It's completely
Mm-hmm.
different. It's
Yeah.
all on, it seems like it's all online based, all streaming based. And that's where they're going with a lot of their marketing. And for them, viral marketing sells. And you just need to have an interview go viral, even if it's not talking about the movie, but then people will see who's in the movie. And that's what Hollywood is.
Damn. That's pretty good. It's I
You know?
every well not everything that you're saying is good. It's what I'm saying is like, I'm not being like lame here and saying like I feel the same way or anything like that. I feel like there's maybe colors and what I have to kind of I'm not like rebuttaling or like saying back to you about like the state of the film industry because it is a fact. It is this way. But there's a lot of what you just said that I like really agree with and I want to hit on like just you hit the nail with the first hammer and I'm kind of coming in with the second one and I don't know any influencers and I don't want to spend any second on a podcast that I share with my best friend talking shit about influencers because I don't know what that life is like or anything about that choice in career. But it's not about influencers as much as it is about what the platform is. And the platform reminds me of casinos and how the
Hmm.
US got marginalized communities addicted to gambling. This platform is really taking advantage of the fact that this new generation of young people are very, very anxious, very shy, very lonely, isolating themselves. And they're like, oh, you don't have to do anything in public. You can just go on TikTok. It just kind of becomes more dangerous when it's infused with like hate. And it's like, it's no longer cool to have passion or hobbies or generate positivity, kind of like what we do here on the pod. I mean, why would you do anything outside whenever you could just watch your favorite influencer and scroll all day? I get it. I
Hmm.
mean, I get that there's like a rush of dopamine that comes from that, hitting on like the short form content like stuff and like attention spans. Yeah, TikTok is a modern day casino and
Yeah.
everyone with a TikTok account is addicted to some sort of short form content and I don't know, I feel like I'm losing my breath here. But, people can't focus on books anymore or movies.
Hmm.
I mean, people can't even read books. I mean, or listen to a complete album. I mean, there's some instances where like I see some young people having issues with like making eye contact or like going without their phone for longer than an hour, which, brings it up into like the theatrical experience of like that's why people are getting on their phones. They're addicted to that shit,
Yeah.
man.
Hmm.
It's literally destroying people's brains. And I'm sorry, guys, but this is our shared film episode. But I'm anti TikTok. I'm never gonna have a TikTok. Don't ever talk to me about TikTok. It's just never gonna be something that I'm on. And I haven't had one since it started, and I probably never will. But it's because of the addictive behaviors that I see that people have all around me. It's not just one generation; it's multiple. But it's not just the industry that's guilty of all these things that are like kind of I say going downward. It's just like this fucked up way of that we all think of as a film community. Even you and me, Pat, even you and me
Hmm.
doing the same exact thing as the industry does. Whenever we complain about like, oh, this account only has 260 followers. I'm not following them. Like they're lame. Like I'm not going to engage with
Hmm.
their shit. I'm not going to give them the time of day. Oh, but this account over here that has a picture with Timothy Chalamet and has like 17K followers, yeah, I'm totally gonna follow them. That's how we are.
Hmm.
That
Yeah.
is how you and I are. That is how the industry is. We have created this culture and we need to
Hmm.
stop. This Instagram follower shit has become a resume for actors, for directors, for getting money for films, for us. for what we want to do with our pod, how we want to see ourselves going to these premieres and talking to talent and interviewing them. Our Instagram account is our resume right now. It's just the state of the industry, and everything that I've just said, like, I don't hate the industry. I want to be a part of it to make it better, and I feel like a good part of that is calling this shit out while it's happening in front of us. I bring up that 260 followers thing. I pulled my follower count. You know,
Yeah.
I pulled what was from me, and I would like to say that I know at least a good 70% of those people, and engage
Hmm.
with their art and engage with like with what they're doing in life right now, because just like me, with reviews and, trying to put all of my effort into making someone very special to me's podcast flourish and give it the light that it deserves. It's very hard to do that right now with the state of the
Hmm.
industry and how people are not into long form content anymore. And it's
Hmm.
thanks to these things.
Yeah. It goes back
Anyways.
to just that it goes back to that attention span. And yeah, it seems like just Hollywood's become more of the marketing and viral videos are more important than the actual thing that you're promoting. And that's kind of the route they're going down. And that's why you see all these influencers at these premieres, just so that they can get eyes in front of the screen to be like, oh, this
I get
person that
it.
has, yeah, that's just how the industry is now. And
I get
I
it.
don't know what's going to change. I don't know what's going to change, but yeah, that's just
Yeah.
how it is. And that's just, we just wanted to talk about it for a second, and not for a second, but for a little bit. Just
I'm
wanted to talk
sorry if
about
I
how,
became long winded or something. I feel bad.
I know, I love it. I love it. I love it. This is great conversation, great conversation. And this is how we feel. We kind of feel this way all the time. And it's nice to have listeners listening to this that do like to listen to us talk for a little bit. So that's all I'll say about that.
Yeah, we love long form content, people. Long form content for the win.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. So that brings us to the trivia of the week. And to recap from last week's question, we said what actor is in two Best Picture nominees this year? That'll be 2025 films. The 2025 films are nominated for Oscars. And the correct answer was Carrie Condon. She is in F1 and Train Dreams. And our good friend Paul got that right. He got it right. So I don't know. Maybe we'll reach out to Paul and give him a little gift that he got that right. He got that right.
We owe him a 4K Blu-ray.
We do. We do.
But hold
No,
on, hold on. We are not giving out 4K Blu-rays every
every
time we
time.
ask a
No,
trivia question. That was just the
no.
first time.
I don't have enough money to do that.
Unless someone wants to sponsor us, that'd be
That's true.
great. And then we
Yeah,
can give
that'd
out
be
a
great.
4K Blu-ray
Yeah,
every episode.
yeah,
That's another
yeah.
idea.
Yeah, Criterion, you listening? Let them get a 4K Blu-ray there. But our trivia question this week is, what is the term that studios use to promote their movies during the Super Bowl? And the hint is they are not allowed to say Super Bowl. That is the trivia question for this week. What is the term that they use to promote movies during the Super Bowl?
Pat asked me this one and I got it right. So it's possible. It does
Yeah.
sound hard, but just really think about it
Hmm.
for a minute. You'll whenever the
And then
answer
once
comes
you
to
think about
you,
it, you're like, yeah,
you're
you'll be
like,
like, oh yeah.
it's a good one. I like our trivia question this week.
So that brings us to the film score Rex of the week. And Tony, what is your film score rec of the week?
You always get so excited for my film score X. I always get excited for yours.
And
I feel like this is how we check in with each other during the
mm,
week. We're like, what are you listening to? What do you got on right now? In the spirit of Valentine's week, I went for something that wasn't necessarily something that I've watched recently, but I put it on and I instantly get like a little sparkle in me whenever I put it on. I have "You're So Cool" by Hans Zimmer from the film True Romance.
hell yeah.
I've always thought it'd be like kind of like a baller move to like send to like someone that you have like a crush on, like the
Mm,
film score rec or whatever, and have them listen to that and be like, oh shoot, like they like me or something like that. Just
mm,
kind of like a little flirty vibe to it. And I like the
mm.
marimba. For our listeners, I played marimba, four mallet soloist marimba player for like 8 or 9 years of my life. So I always love recommending someone that one. I can't wait to recommend you more score like this.
Hell yeah.
You?
It's great. It's a great score to listen to when you wake up. You're so cool. That song, great score. My score rec of the week is the Fellowship of the Ring entire score by Howard Shore. I
Oh,
have the vinyl of this.
you
Um,
showed me.
I did, and I put it on, and it was great. It was great, and I was like, you know what? This is gonna be this is gonna be my film score rec of the week because it's iconic. The music in The Lord of the Rings is, I think, what makes the movie to me. I think the music is incredible. I think it's the greatest score probably ever made, in my opinion. Probably a controversial take, but in my opinion, I think it's the most perfect score ever made. So
If
that
anybody
is Lord
gives
of
you
the
shit for
Rings.
that, I'll fight them.
If anyone did really, I'd be like, really? You don't like Lord of the Rings? I mean, it was like the movies, but you could say the score is really good. So that brings us to our recommendation of the week. And my recommendation this week is Terrence Malick's The New World. I think this is a masterpiece. The opening is some of the most beautiful cinema you will ever see. It is in the Criterion Collection, I will say, and this is in my top 10 films of all time. I think this is a
Nice.
incredible film. I think it's my personal Malik's best work he's ever done. I know Malik can be very hit or miss with people. He's very
Mm,
experimental. Besides earlier stuff like Badlands and Days of Heaven, once he got to like The Thin Red Line, he changed his style of filmmaking, and when he's in the 2010s, it kind of is very experimental in his filmmaking and how he like chose to make films. But I
mm.
think this is his pinnacle work for me, and I highly recommend checking out The New World by Terrence Malick.
Love it. I mean, what a great way to get listeners to lock into future episodes.
Hmm.
I feel like this is one of the first films that we've cracked into being in your top 10. It makes me very
Hmm.
excited for future episodes. That's awesome, Pat. I'm
Hmm.
excited. I haven't seen it. Very excited to watch this since you're recommending it.
What is your film rec of the week, Tony?
My film rec of the week. First of all, I just wanted to always really enjoy whenever our listeners reach out and say they've checked out something that we've recommended.
Hmm.
It really kind of gives us a nice little push to get through the week to make it to film news
Hmm.
again. My film recommendation this week is something that I actually wasn't really anticipating having an impact on me this way. I want to build up how I got to this film and how lucky I am to be able to experience cinema like this. So over the holidays, I visited LA and hung out with Pat for a little bit and also saw our other friend of the pod. His name is Paul. Paul gifted me a Neon for Your Consideration box set. Sorry, guys, I might get emotional while I talk about my film recommendation this week because I do live in a part of the US that doesn't get a lot of film releases that are more indie film or
Hmm.
distributed by Neon and A24. But the film that I'm talking about this week and the one that I really want all of our listeners to check out, this is like one that I don't want you to miss. Like, please go see this as soon as you're done with our episode this week. But that film is going to be Arco, 2025, directed by Ugo Bienvenu. I don't want to give away too much of what's in this film, but it is 2D animation, and if that's a turn off for you, I would say to get over that hump in it. It's very Studio Ghibli coded. What I was really taken away by was the story. I think in times like right now, with everything going on with like our world and how valuable it is for like friendship and having optimism and pushing forward things like with the future. I think that this film is important because of how it nails in the friendship thing.
Mm.
I'm so sorry.
Totally fine.
I was like really moved by how much this film got me, and it's a fucking 2D animation film produced by Natalie Portman. It's very sci-fi and Spielberg. I just really, really like this one, and I want like our listeners to experience that. This is really pretty story about friendship and optimism. Anytime a film talks about our environment, I like really lock in because I worry about that shit a lot.
Hmm.
But it was just like the first time like in a really long time that I've seen a film where I thought about my friend, like my best friend, and like just being very, very grateful for like having this in like this time in the world right now because it's just so like I feel like a lot of our listeners come back and listen to these episodes to like stop thinking about the world for a little bit.
Hmm.
And I'm sorry, I just cried for like the very first time on the commentary podcast film news recap. But at least you guys know about the impact of Arco, and
Mm.
the score is really good. And the reason I brought up that story at the beginning was because I would not be able to experience cinema like this if it wasn't for Friends.
That's the beauty of cinema, is how certain films can impact you and change your life. And
Yeah, you're just saying all
it's
that because you're not the one that cried. So
no, it's about the emotion. I love it. It connects you to cinema, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
yeah.
So that brings us to the end of this weekly film news. I want to thank you all once again for continuing to listen to us talk film news. It means the world. And we're going to keep going. We're going to keep going strong and bring you the news every week. And the news is what we love to do. We love to talk about it.
The news is bountiful. It's picking up, guys. Some final things to like keep on the radar. Our big Oscars episode. Also, just stay locked in on film news. It's so cool to know that we have a solid base of listeners that come back to this every week and listen. And I want to keep on making this amazing. I was telling Pat this week that I feel like there's some people out there that are like, this is my podcast and this is my little podcast that I love and that I don't want to share with anybody. But we hope that you do share it with someone special in your life and let them know that Pat and Tony love talking movies with you. And we want to share all of this goodness that we do with you guys with other people out there that need this right now. So yeah, stay locked in on film news. Be on the lookout for Pat's next classic cinema series and his next episode coming up with Vikash and Van. And also, we have a fun, very, very fun and exciting Millennial Icon series episode coming up that
Mm-hmm. We
I
do.
think has the potential to heal the world.
I think it might. I think it might.
I don't want to talk it up that much, but ready? Okay.
Okay. That's all we'll say. That's all we'll say. Couldn't have said it better myself. Yeah, I want to thank you once again. And hey, Tony, go watch a fucking movie.
Hey, Pat, I love doing this with you every week. And also, go watch a fucking movie.
This podcast is hosted and edited by Pat Brennan. That's me, with intro and closing music by Patrick Baxter.